So what I'm noticing is that a lot of people have the same issue that I had recently. Yes, my seat is still missing, but disregard. A lot of people have the same issue I have or had. Sunroof is leaking. So the way you can tell if your sunroof is leaking is if you smell something that smells like dusty toes, toddler toes that got wet, or if you see like a wet spot right here in this corner, or if you have water leaking down here in this area that is actually traveling down to your floor pan. Now the reason you want to get rid of that is because if you don't get rid of it, you might have rust in your floor pan a couple years later and you don't even know what's going on, and you're like, man, why do I have even more water coming up from the bottom? It's because there's a big hole in your car. So moving on to a different angular view. Here's the sunroof. There is usually like some type of plastic or rubber hose that goes all the way down here, down the A-pillar. Once it comes to the A-pillar, it's gonna come down here somewhere and exit somewhere around there, around your tire. It should anyway, but if stepping into the car, whoa, it seems like a great idea. If you have water sitting up in this area of your sunroof, this is the front side, there's a little hole in there right there. And there's also one on this side, right there. And there's also two in the back that are a little bit harder to get to and see, but there are two in the back. So if you ever go into a car wash or it rains or something like that and you see water puddling around this area, that means it's not leaking through that or getting through that hole. If it's not getting through that hole, then you have to unclog it. The easiest way that I found to unclog it is to use some of this trimmer line. Yep, the same stuff that you use to cut the grass or edge the yard up or whatever. This is something that's very usable. You can get from anywhere, parts store. Extremely long, as you may need to unclog the hose from the front or the rear. Pretty thick. This one is 2.4 millimeters, 200 feet long, which is obviously way too long for this project, but we need it to be long enough to reach from that hole up there down to here. So from my calculations that are archaic at best, that's about 6 feet. So you're gonna need about 6 foot of this line. You're gonna come back through. Obviously most people have a front seat, but I don't, so this makes it a little bit easier to show. Gonna look at that little hole over there because there's probably some water sitting in there because it hasn't left the area, and that's why it's pooling inside your car. I'm using one hand for this, but hey, this is gonna be good for somebody. So I'm gonna stick this line into that line, and you're gonna run it all the way down. You're gonna twist it around, shake it around like that. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to clear that hole so the debris is pushed down or you unclog that hose. Some people say that some cars may have a disconnection on the hose, but I don't see why any car company would have multiple hoses with couplings and stuff like that go from there to down here. So basically you take that hose, you run it all the way down, jiggle it around a little bit, pull it out. Once you're done with that, you're gonna pour some water back into the hole, wherever the heck it is, right there. I got both fingers, but you're gonna pour this water down here in this little area. You don't have to pour it directly into the hole because it is uneven or leveled, so that if water does get in here, it goes out through that hole. If you see it go through the hole and it starts seeping out down here near the tire somewhere, like around there somewhere, and that's how you know that the hose is on unclogged and it won't get in your car anymore. The same goes for the rear, except the rear is much longer. You have the hole around here somewhere and it goes all the way back, comes down this pillar, C-pillar, and it comes out somewhere around here. Same difference. So what you need is some long line, a little bit of time, and you have to know where those holes are. Around here, around there, and there. And that should fix your issue. So if your car smells like sour baby socks, then you know what the cause is. This is Keldon Williams from Unclog Motoring. I hope I helped somebody out. I try to make this video as short as possible. If that does not fix your issue, you may need to use some compressed air as well, because there may be something actually in there, in the hose. Like the hose itself can get clogged if you park under trees, or if your car is just pretty old. Like you may have a lot of dirt and stuff on top of your car, and then it gets stuck in there, and then dirt just accumulates, and then it blocks the hose. But that's a simple fix for a issue that can be pretty stinky for your car. If y'all have any questions, drop a message. Go ahead and ask me. If you like this type of content, go ahead and subscribe, comment, so you can be a part of the family that we call Unclog Motoring. Until next time, I'm out.